this is Rebecca Elo. Thanks for checking out our Model UN update. We're here in DC this week for the training conference for the national conference in the spring. This is the first full day of the conference. Why don't we go inside and see what everybody's been up to?
We've been working on our first topic, which is the impact of AIDS on children throughout the world. And what we're really starting to focus in on is the orphans who have not only are infected with AIDS, but have lost their parents to AIDS and are now just kind of on the street. And what the Ukraine is really trying to focus in on is developing educational institutions to not only provide shelter, but also provide things like vocational training, which doesn't necessarily translate into a higher education, but can mean things like learning auto repair or welding, which is something that can be used immediately to not only provide employment to the concerned, but also boost the economy of the nations who are affected by this. And been seeing a lot of support from that coming from the African Union as well as several Asian states.
We've definitely collaborated with a myriad of different blocs in different countries, and as far as our working paper goes, a lot of countries have seemed to like it and approve of it, and so we're definitely anticipating voting procedures and hoping that our working paper will get through and pass.
Now we're getting closer, and the chair already corrected one or two parts of our draft resolution, and we'll finish that hopefully within the next hours.
All day we've been working on the illicit arms trade, and we're developing resolutions based on the transference of those weapons into the hands of terrorist organizations, and trying to figure out how we're going to be able to resolve and stop that type of exchange.
My working paper actually has 10 clauses, 5 of which involve education, 2 of which involve funding and funding reform, 1 involving a hotline and a halfway house for pregnant women, and the last 3 involving healthcare providers, and making medicines more available.
Australia has been working with Liberia, Ukraine, Brazil, and a variety of other developing nations to work to reduce subsidies within various fields that hamper both developing nations and developed nations that have taken the steps already to lower their subsidies.
We're trying to put higher taxes on arms trade manufacturers so they become more responsible for what they're doing. I was mainly telling him what our ideas were and what we were trying to accomplish with this resolution, and just trying to smooth over the conflicts that we were having, and seeing if maybe he would just accept the idea of debating the topic so we get the full spectrum of what we're trying to do, and not just limiting things just because people don't support them, but actually being able to debate things before they get kicked out of the running.
As you can see, everybody's been working really hard and they're happy with the topic order. Thanks for joining us. Why don't you check us out tomorrow?